Hello everyone, welcome back to another video and my little Portulacaria Afra Bonsai that I have not shown quite a while on videos. And today is again a day where I want to work on it a bit. It is now basically the middle of April, it is the start of growth season, and while this one has not shown that much new growth yet, I still want to prune it back a little bit simply to improve already now the ramification that it will show through summer. So I expect again, as always, with this one, a lot of new growth over summer. And by simply pruning it back now already a little bit, I want to already improve the ramification more over the next growth season. So that is the plan for today. In the beginning, I simply want to give you a quick view on all the different sides of the tree. You can see here, for example, there has been some new growth already now. It has always shown slight growth also through winter, but it was simply not as strong and prominent as, of course, during growth season. And what you also have often with the growth during winter is that the leaves tend to be quite big, which of course is not as desirable for bonsai. So that is something we also will look at today, if we simply can prune it back also to take out some of those winter growth big leaves. I would say we get right into, and I'm just simply guide you also through my thought process on how I prune back this little tree. So I would start from the bottom of the tree. Actually, you can see here there's always some growth point where it shows new growth that I want to take out right away, because simply here down here, of course, the growth doesn't really benefit the overall look of the tree. Here is an interesting point of the tree actually, because we have multiple leaves and branches here starting from the same node. There used to be a side branch here that I have taken out previously, and I still need to think about what I want to do here. Basically, I'm quite happy with regrowing part of this branch here, but now we have to decide which of those branches here could be a potential new branch forming here over the next couple of growth seasons. I do see this one here is sporting already some new growth, so this is definitely showing quite good potential here. This one here is growing straight up, so I would already discard this one, take it out, which leaves us still with two. Also, this one here does have potential. However, this one has not really shown new growth in, I would say, actually a year since it started to form. So as I can see, this one is showing new growth and is already actively growing. I would focus on that one and take this upper branch out here, and also still cut it back a little bit here, just cleaning up what we simply took out right now also. So I would say we keep moving upwards. So we go to the side branch here, which especially here is showing quite big leaves. So I would also take this one back to one leaf. So let me go in here and take this out. This one here is growing upwards. However, I don't see any other leaves here, and we already have it ramifying here. So I would definitely not take out this growth at the moment. Keep growing it and then take it back to one leaf pair in the future. Here on the back we see a lot of new growth, which I'm really happy about, but there of course we can already now take out the tips of the branches to encourage ramification. So for example here, if we look more closely, we can take it definitely back to one leaf pair. The same actually holds true for this part here. Also here we have a lot of very dense growth, which is of course a good sign, so we can take it back. And also here I would take out the tip simply. So we have some more growth right above it here. However, here I only think I see on this branch the potential to take out part of it and having it ramify more in the future. Because here it's not as healthy, the growth anyway, so I would not go in too harshly at this moment here. Also here we don't really have that much new growth, so we can leave this alone for the start of the growth season. However, here again we can take out the tips. Here we have some growth that is more close to the trunk. I'm actually quite happy with this, because right now here we are what I consider the back of the tree. So it definitely makes sense to have some more dense growth filling out here also this part of the canopy and simply giving it some depth again in the future. So I will not prune this back, I will let it grow freely. The only thing I will prune back slightly is here, one leaf pair, because it is actually growing in a direction I'm not too happy about. And we might, with directional pruning, have it again move a bit more in this direction, away from the trunk, filling out this area quite nicely in the future. So we're already here at the next branch, where we again simply go in, take out some of the leaves. But this one I think has been moved away from the window, so I don't see that much new growth here, where we really can improve already for the next growth season. Here is one point we can slightly go in and take something out. And then we already move to the top of the tree. And I do see definitely the leader we can prune back. Also here a little side shoot we can take out. And here in the back we have actually a quite leggy growth that I'm not too happy about, so we will also simply go in here and take this out. Also here I still see something we missed before, where we can take out the tips. Showing you simply again the tree from all different directions. Here we, for example, have a branch that died back, so we can already move that back a little bit. Also here, some dieback we can take out. So we can do still some basic cleaning on the tree, of course, setting it up for growth season the best way possible. Also here, some dieback. Not many dead branches. The good thing about Portulacaria Afra is that it backbuds quite nicely, so normally you don't have really any dead branches on the tree, because normally it shoots out a new pair of leaves quite easily, which is why, in my opinion, it's one of the easier varieties for bonsai, because it is simply very forgiving, very hardy, and simply quite easy to work on. So I think here we can still take out some of the new growth. But I think definitely we have now pruned most of the tips back, hoping for nice new ramification now in growth season. And I think the tree itself is quite nicely set up now again. Showing you from what I consider the front, which is here. I quite look forward to seeing how this potential new side branch is developing over the next growth season. I will let this grow simply wild, making sure it thickens quite nicely, because of course it has here a quite thick counterpart that it needs to balance out in the future, but it definitely will be able to do so. Also the canopy, I'm looking forward to having a lot of new growth simply, that we simply then also let grow wildly over growth season, and then by the end of growth season we of course give it a nice prune back again, but hopefully by the end of growth season it will fill out the canopy much more nicely again. So definitely a tree I look forward to seeing more of in the future. Definitely also having high hopes for this in the growth season. If you have any questions about this tree, of course, feel free to leave them in the comments. If you enjoy this channel, feel free to leave a like, and of course also feel free to subscribe to it. Hopefully I will see you then in the next video. Until then, goodbye.